Here we're going to graph a trigonometric function that has what's called a phase shift. You'll notice in the argument of the function that we're adding a number to the variable x. Whenever this happens, you're going to cause the graph to shift either left or right. Here's our basic 4 steps for graphing a trigonometric function. We'll make a table, but this time, because the graph has been shifted, what you'll do is you'll pick as the first x value in your chart, the opposite of the number being added to x. You'll notice here, since we're adding pi over 4 in the function, that we're going to subtract pi over 4, or have negative pi over 4 as the first value in our chart. But since this chart covers one period or wavelength of the function, we'll have to add 2 pi to that to get the last number in the wave, at least the first period of it. Here's the algebra of me adding 2 pi. I recommend hitting pause and analyzing. Now, once you have the beginning and ending of your first cycle, you use the midpoint rule to find the rest. This number is the midpoint of the beginning and end. Midpoint, remember, is adding numbers and dividing by 2. There's a lot of algebra here. Hit pause and take a look. And once you have the midpoint, you get the midpoint between that and the beginning and ending points. Pi over 4 came from this midpoint calculation. Again, I recommend hitting pause. And 5 pi over 4 came from this midpoint calculation. Again, check it out. And once you've computed the relevant x values, you'll plug them into a calculator, get your y values, and now we've completed one cycle of the function. A second cycle is usually better, so you can get 2 waves of the function and see what it looks like. Remember from the last video that the y values remain the same. We are, after all, replicating a wave. There's no reason the y values would change. But since we're adding this wave onto the right side of our previous wave, we should add 1 period, which in this case is 2 pi, to all the x numbers. There's no algebra shown here, but my new x values came from adding 2 pi to each of the previous ones. Then you can plot all your points, sketch a wave, and duplicate that to make another wave. There's a lot of plotting that's not shown here, but remember, each one of these points can be plotted by figuring out the decimal equivalent of the x value and plotting accordingly. Once done, label all your points, and you're finished. Thank you for watching.